Hey, good Monday morning, everybody. Meteorologist Greg Majewski back with you here in the North Georgia Majestic studios with the weather report exclusively for you Facebook subscribers and YouTube members here on your July the 27th, 2026. Hope everybody had a great weekend. You ready for a hot start to the week? That's what we got in store for us. I think we'll see some heat advisories probably issued tomorrow, maybe going into Wednesday, but tomorrow for sure looking pretty decent there. The storms we were tracking overnight, if you're watching some of the postings on Facebook, MCS is, it's like, okay, they could hit, they might hit, who knows? I didn't have a real big high on it because I didn't put a very high rain chance in because of what I was seeing, but it looks like most of it stayed in Alabama this morning, so not a big deal. We are starting out with some clouds, and then we're going to have a little bit of a heat break, guys, coming out toward the end of the week. We're going to see if the dew points really drop off. And it's going to make it feel a lot better. And then we may have some weekend rains for you to dodge, but it doesn't look like a washout or anything. All right, so let's go ahead and get into today's report. You can kind of see over here, we got a lot of clouds out there in Blairsville, Helen, Brazelton, and Dahlonega, all looking a little cloudy out there for this morning. As you can see over there, and a little hazy as well. Definitely feeling that humidity. And those feel-like temperatures today, although not heat advisory criteria, are going to be pretty hot, into the 90s to right around 100 degrees for a lot of folks. There goes the Athens campus, also looking a bit cloudy this morning, and also cloudy there at the UNG campus as well. Getting ready to get classes underway here for too long. And as we take a look at Dalton, a little bit of filtered sunshine there, trying to come on through there just a little bit. And looking over towards Sky Valley, also cloudy. So don't worry, guys. My anticipation today is that we'll see building sunshine by the afternoon. So it'll stay cloudy in the morning, sunshine building in later today. So as we look at our current map, that complex of storms sitting mostly over here into Alabama. The right side of it pretty much just fell apart. So not too big a deal there. I've seen a few thunderstorms there getting flared up there just to the west there of Atlanta that have come up a little bit here in the last hour or so. So here's a satellite picture. These storms were rolling down south, and again, the eastern portion of it just kind of fell apart, and the western portion kept on going. So Alabama got the big part of that MCS there that was kind of rolling down to the south. Now, remember I was telling you about the heat being a big story. Look at this. Wow. I mean, you got a huge swath of heat advisories out there all across the middle of the country. Nothing over us today, but I do anticipate we'll probably going to see some in here for parts of North Georgia going into tomorrow if things continue as I'm seeing it right now. Looking at your excessive rain outlook, this is one thing we're not going to have to deal with here for the rest of this week. We're not going to see a whole lot in the way of real problems here in this department, as we're going to stay pretty much on the dry side for the most part. Seeing some stuff to the south. That's down along the Gulf Coast. And then on Friday, maybe some stuff back off toward the west there. I anticipate we may get some rains in here for Saturday and Sunday. But again, not a washout the way it's looking right now. All right, severe outlook. Let's look at that. Now, we do have to talk about one thing. We got that front coming down here, it looks like late on Tuesday. So today's not bad. You got a general thunderstorm threat. Then we got tomorrow, okay? That's probably going to go in from probably Tuesday night into Wednesday, depending on the timing of the frontal system. But you see a level 2 up there. Going in across areas of northeast Georgia. The wind threat's going to be the big thing with that. Hail also a possibility with that as well, but not a tornado threat. So we're talking about some high gusty winds and maybe some hail, and they'll be isolated, folks. And it may be another one of those situations where it's coming down and weakening again as it comes on in. So just watch for some changes. We'll watch it. We'll have a better idea for tomorrow exactly how that's going to pan out. But after that, then we go into your Wednesday. It's showing just a general thunderstorm threat. In fact, I don't even have any rain in the forecast for Wednesday, but you do see a marginal down there across South Georgia. All right, so looking at that local radar here again, you're seeing similar showers and storms that have kind of flared up here a little bit here on the west side of Atlanta here for this morning. So let me go ahead and zoom into that real quick. Again, this is kind of drifting off toward the south. So you can kind of see here, kind of moving into the Carrollton area. They do have a special weather statement in for that for 40-mile-per-hour winds that just came out there. So, again, not too worried about that right now. And, again, these will continue to drive off toward the south. So, fortunately, it was just the western zones. I remember what I was posting yesterday. I said it was going to be mostly west of 400. That's where I was saying. I didn't think the eastern portion of that was going to get anything. But definitely a lot more active. Look at all that lightning strikes over there in Alabama, just quite a bit. Wow, they're really getting hit pretty good over there with some pretty decent lightning. But fortunately, we missed out on that for today. All right, current temperatures. We're in the 70s out there. Dew points are very high, pretty warm. And those feel like temperatures are going to be elevated here for today. So let's go and get into today's forecast. Let's go check this out. as we're looking at the rapid refresh, we're going to be looking at, again, the storm's clearing out for today. Let me slow this down here a little bit. So you see the stuff kind of fizzling on out for today, moving on out. Not a big deal. If we get a stray shower or two this afternoon, it's possible. I mean, I kept 20% in just to be on the safe side. But for the most part, we should stay dry. Then tomorrow, most of tomorrow looks dry. But here comes this. See the storms coming up right there? That's what's coming in late till 10 o'clock. Now, this is a little earlier than what the other one was showing, but you notice the trend here is it's weakening as it comes on through. So we'll see what happens with that system dropping on down. You will notice the dew points starting to drop off going into Wednesday and Thursday, and really not showing any precipitation there on Wednesday or Thursday, okay? So it looks like this is what we'll be tracking. We'll see what the later runs do with this line as it comes on in. It'll be a quick mover. Ain't going to dump a lot of rain because it looks like it's hauling as it drifts on to the south, all right? So that's what we're seeing there. Now, as far as rainfall totals, like I said, not all that impressive with any of this right now. It does favor the heavier rains to the west there. But I'm sure this will change, obviously, as we go into tomorrow. We'll get a better idea. Forecast highs today, they're going to be steamy, folks. Everybody here mostly into the 90s, except for some upper 80s up in the mountains. 92 in Dahlonega, 93 in Atlanta, 94 in Calhoun. Yeah, it's pretty hot out there. You throw in those feel-like temperatures, and there you go, 101 over there in Calhoun and Adairsville, 100 in Jefferson, 100 in Athens. So not quite to that 105 level for that heat advisory stuff, but we're close enough. So just know it's going to be plenty hot. And then as we go into your Monday morning, it's going to be a steamy morning. A lot of folks here in the 70s. And then we'll look see what the afternoon highs do here for tomorrow. Again, in a very hot look. These are air temperatures, folks. 100. I'm not on. I'm gonna switch over that in a minute. 98 in Toccoa, 100 in Madison, 98 in Atlanta. This was the high resolution. It's really going super hot for tomorrow. And then if you look at the heat advisory, yeah, there you go. 105, 105 Athens. Yeah, we're going to definitely see some heat advisories issued here for tomorrow. I'm pretty confident of that right now, the way it's currently looking. All right, so let's take a look here at the dew points. This is what I want to show y'all here. I want to show y'all what's going to happen with it. These are the current dew points. Now, watch what happens here when I put this in motion here for you. Okay, watch what happens here. I've got all that air you can wear type stuff here going right through Tuesday. Then we're going to watch that front coming through here a little bit. As we go into Wednesday, oh, look at this. Oh, look at this coming in here. Oh, that looks nice. Oh, 50s. Oh, look at that. There, look at that. That is your Thursday afternoon with dew points in the 50s to around 60. That is going to feel very good. Still going to be warm, but it ain't going to feel as hot. That's for sure. Won't be dealing with heat advisories because it's going to be turning much drier, at least temporarily. Again, ain't going to last long. But it looks like we get a humidity break later in the week. That's going to feel pretty good, to be honest with you. That's not bad at all. All right, so let's look at the jet stream. We are going to beat back this big heat dome to the west. That is definitely in the cards here. That's going to break down here eventually here, looking pretty good. It's been sticking around here for a little while. But we're going to continue these little troughiness here. Again, with these little, this is a backdoor front that's going to be coming in our way as this kind of moves in and brings down our dew points and our temperatures there a little bit. And then the weekend, not a washout weekend. We are going to have a frontal system kind of moving in here. There's this little dip right there. Coming in for Saturday and Sunday. So we'll see some scattered rains there. This is going to move off. And then that dome just pretty much shifts off to the west and it flattens out. So the jet stream's going to flatten out here a bit as it goes there. So we got a kind of quick, fast west-east flow. One thing I also noticed here on this update is I'm seeing these winds out here in the tropics, man. I'm just telling you, that's going to continue to be an inhibitor for any tropical activity as long as we got some high winds out there in the tropics. Nothing in the Atlantic. There's a Hurricane Genevieve out in the Pacific, but I'm not too worried about that. That system's moving away. I'm not worried about that one. All right, so let's look here at our precipitation here. Now, one thing that the European is doing right now, it's not really dumping a lot of rain on us, folks, here over the next week. Not a lot at all. It's pretty sparse, to say the least. But we'll see what the afternoon one does with it here as you got that rain coming in here a little bit here coming on late Tuesday. That's where that frontal system, this is a little bit faster than the other one. You see that by 8, so it's coming on through. And for the most part, not bad. And then we go into the weekend. We got this system coming at us here. There's that rain on Saturday just to our west there. And looking a little wet there going into Saturday and probably lingering into Monday too. So Saturday, Sunday, Monday, a little rain there. And otherwise, that's about it. I mean, it does looks like it picks up a little more rain activity toward the end of the month and going into the first week of August. So this is going into August, like, what is this, the 7th here? So it does going to pick up just a bit here And I think the rain chances will come up a bit. So we'll watch for that. All right, so here is the rainfall totals right now. As you can see, not that much here for the next 7 days. So let me go ahead and show you the 10-day on this one. I'll take this off real quick. Sorry. I can see what I'm doing. All right, so here we go as we go in for the next 10 days. Not a lot of change there, but it does pick up toward the end. As you can see that there, it picks up toward the end a little bit. So looks like the next week maybe a little drier, and then it picks up after that. Climate Center doesn't have that at all. They got the exact opposite. So I'll show you that here in a second. Here's our temperature distribution. And what you're going to notice here is we're going to stay above normal. I mean, look at it. Look at this. This is tomorrow afternoon. That's going to be steamy, folks. That is hot. Plus 10 in Monroe, plus 6 in Lafayette, plus 9 in South Fulton. Yeah, it's pretty hot out there. And then we go into Wednesday. Wednesday afternoon, we start backing off a little bit, but still got some heat there in the east, especially Madison at 8, plus 8, Athens plus 4. And then going into your Thursday, obviously that's when that cooler air comes on in here. So there you go. That's a little bit better. Minus 5 in LJ, minus 3 in Hiawassee, near normal there in Dahlonega. So that's not bad. We'll take that. And look at Friday morning lows, 5 below normal. Below 8 there in Canton, below by 6 in Gainesville. So it looks like Friday we're going to have a nice cooler-ish morning, which means 60s, by the way, obviously. And then your Friday afternoon, it's a little hot to the south, a little bit below to the north, but that's going to pull on out here pretty quickly here. Then Saturday, we got a better chance of rain coming in here to the east. It's still very warm, warm in the east, kind of cooler to the west. So depending on where that rain sets up there. And then your Tuesday evening, obviously looking a little wetter. Obviously, that's why all the blues there. And then going into your going to your Monday afternoon next week, also looking at rain, below normal temperatures there. So taking a look at the rest of the temperatures, I'm going to take us out till next Monday. This is going into your Wednesday. Definitely seeing some changes. Check these out. Upper 70s up here in Hiawassee and Clayton. Hey, we'll take that. That's not bad at all. On your Wednesday, we'll be drying out too. So we're talking about sunshine here too. And then going into your Wednesday morning here, a few more 60s out there. Look at that, 62 in Hiawassee, 61 in Clayton. That's going to feel pretty good. Still 71 down in Atlanta. So we get a little bit of relief there. And your Thursday afternoon, remember we had those very low dew points I was showing you there on Thursday afternoon. Look, got some 70s, 80s. This is going to feel pretty nice. I mean, this is not bad at all. 86 in Gainesville, 89 in Atlanta, Athens, 88 in Atlanta, in the 70s up there in the mountains. That's going to feel very nice. Very beautiful looking day. And then Friday morning, I mean, this is probably your coolest morning. Look at that, 60 in Dahlonega, 60 in Hiawassee, 55 in Clayton. Wow, that'd be nice to see that. Some 50s up there in western North Carolina. So we got a little bit of a brief cool down, almost fall-like, briefly for a minute at least. We're still in, obviously, July, and this will be going into August. So your afternoon highs on Friday, still holding on some decent temperatures there, but we are getting into the 90s down along the I-20 corridor. A lot of 80s across North Georgia and some 70s up there in the mountains still. But we're going to warm things up, though. Things will start warming back up here again as we go into your Friday afternoon. Definitely seeing things getting back to near normal there. And then Saturday and Sunday, we got to watch out for the rains, obviously. So looking at your Saturday, we're looking at some 70s and some 90s there. So around normal there. And then Sunday, definitely heating back up. Only place you get some relief is LJ at 80, 82 in Hiawassee, 79 in Clayton, 91 in Atlanta, 88 in Rome there on Sunday. So back to reality, coming back at us here again. And going into your Monday, Monday's looking a little wetter on this model here. So maybe the temperatures won't get quite as warm there on Monday afternoon because of the increased threat of rain coming at us here on that day, if that model holds. So climate outlook is got us right pretty much normal here on the temperature front. Again, this is going to go into going into August. So let me get this interactive mode here. So we're talking about here going from the 1st to the 5th, and then the 3rd to the 9th showing above normal temperatures. And then precipitation wise, it's got us pretty wet. I disagree with this based off what I'm seeing on the European. I don't see that right now. And then going the 3rd to the 9th, it's got us near average. Now, the monthly just came out. I'll show you this here for the most part. So for right now, the monthly has us with below normal precipitation here for a big chunk of Georgia there, which is not a good thing to see. Obviously, we're still fighting drought. And then as far as the temperatures are concerned, it's got us way hot. Pretty hot August right now is what the monthly outlook is showing here for right now. So my 7-day forecast, here we go, is again, I got that 20% in just to kind of cover me just in case we got to pop up late. That Tuesday 30% will be in the evening based off what we're seeing on the rapid refresh going into tomorrow night, kind of early. All right. And then we got to say around 90, but look at the temperature dropping in the upper 60s there, and Thursday and Friday. That could be cooler than that. All right. That definitely could be cooler than that for overnight lows going into Friday morning. And then we got the rain chances coming back up on Saturday, Sunday. It looks like that'll linger into Monday. And obviously the temperatures back off into the 80s because of the cloud and rain threat there. So that is y'all's update here for today. Again, we just had a few showers and storms back there to our west. Fortunately, don't have to worry about that for us. And looks like we're not going to see any real widespread rains here for the rest of this week. Most of this week's going to be pretty dry. Outside of that frontal system, we got to really watch coming in late Tuesday, tomorrow. And then the rest of the week looks pretty dry. Okay? Anyway, that's y'all's update. Appreciate you guys being subscribers and supporters of this channel, as well as members over there on YouTube. And you guys have a great and safe day. We'll talk to y'all tomorrow. Bye-bye.